The Church of England Synod has made a formal apology for child abuse by members of its clergy. The General Synod, meeting in York, endorsed a report describing what was called a profoundly negative culture within the Church, which prevented it from properly responding to abuse allegations. Here's our Religious Affairs correspondent, Robert Piggott.
It was a chastened synod that met to pray at York Minster this morning, about to admit its own failure to protect children and vulnerable people in the care of the Church.
There are also, just from the statistics, people in this chamber who have abused.
In an impassioned debate, speaker after speaker acknowledged the irreparable and often unendurable harm caused by abuse and the way the Church condemned victims to suffer rather than seeking to heal them.
And we protected the institution at the expense of the person abused. We cannot do anything other than own up to our failures. We were wrong.
The Church's apology expresses its regret in stark terms. It acknowledges individual wickedness on the part of abusers and the failure of the Church's systems to protect children or listen properly to those so abused. An inquiry into abuse in the Chichester diocese reported last year what it called an appalling and dysfunctional record in dealing with allegations of abuse. It followed the case of Roy Cotton and Colin Pritchard, priests allowed to abuse children in the 1970s and 80s despite clear evidence of the danger they posed. The Synod said the current one-year limit on reporting child abuse should be lifted and bishops given the power to suspend clergy who've been credibly accused of it. But abuse survivors say only an independent public inquiry, which uncovers the full extent of abuse across the Church, can heal their pain.
The Church is incapable of policing itself. It's demonstrated that quite clearly today by its naivety and its inappropriate response to survivors. They don't understand what it is about. They actually don't get it.
The Synod embarked today on a long road of reform, saying the abuse in Chichester would shame the Church for years to come. Robert Piggott, BBC News at the Synod in York.